Hey everybody, it's Kayla Symone. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm just here today to kind of offer some words of advice. There are things that I've been feeling personally and things that I've been going through personally that I just kind of feel like need to be spoken about, and a lot of people don't really talk about these things or want to talk about these things because they're uncomfortable. And if you guys remember, maybe 2 or almost 2 years ago, I basically started my channel in 2015. So 2 years ago, and I decided that I wanted to not only do beauty and makeup and hair and all things, that makes us girls happy, but I also just wanted to talk about things that I feel like are very real and that we have to deal with at the end of the day. And one of those things lately for me has been perseverance. And I know on my social media, I've been promoting and somewhat branding and trying to drive traffic to my YouTube channel, and that's all fine and dandy, but I know there were times where I was just feeling like I didn't necessarily not want to do this because I want to do it. I wouldn't be recording videos all the time and stuff like that if it wasn't for me wanting to do YouTube. But there just come periods of times where you just feel like everything is too much and life is too much. I mean, I have 2 jobs, I have a boyfriend, I have family members, family issues and things like that. And sometimes it can be very hard to just sit down and record and sit down and do things that you need to do or want to do. And this is one of those things for me, talking about beauty and makeup and giving advice and helping girls, boys, whoever it helps. That's one of the things that I'm super passionate about. And it's very hard when you're trying to make it every day and you have bills to pay and you have responsibilities. I'm a young woman, I'm 23, I got student loans eventually to pay off. I have a lot of things going on, and it's almost like coming in adulthood can be very overwhelming. And I know it's not just about me, but I know there are a lot of my friends that are going through the same thing. And I'm probably super oily throughout this video only because it's hot as crap. And I'm scared to open the window because there's a spider over there, and I don't play with spiders at all. At all. At all. If you're my friend and you know me, we don't play with anything with 8 legs or above. Centipedes either. Don't play with them. But back to what I was saying is that it can be very overwhelming coming into adulthood for males, females, everybody, because they sell you, and by they I mean everybody in the world sells you this false perception of going to school and having this great life after school, not really talking about the debt that you have when you come out of school, talking about how many letdowns you'll have as far as jobs and job opportunities and internships when you get out of school, kind of letting you know that, hey, you might have to work at McDonald's or a fast food restaurant or somewhere you just absolutely did not picture yourself with a degree. And I think this whole year for me has been very, very tumultuous, but also a lesson for me to understand that God's got my back regardless, and that it'll be okay no matter what. And what I mean by that is, when I first got out of school, I had an internship, and it was in internet radio, and that was pretty cool, but the management and the people that I was working with, they were pretty shitty to me, if I'm just being honest. And then, I moved on from that and worked at a call center because I just felt like I needed to do something. It was good money at the time. My cousin worked there, and she was like, hey, just come here. And so I did that for a few months or so, and it was terrible. I mean, I hated it. I liked radio, and I was grateful to my internship for introducing me to what radio could be like, but I couldn't do it there, obviously. And then there's just a lot of backbiting and stuff. And so when I got to the call center, it wasn't what I wanted to do. The environment was the same with the people, and I met some great people there. I have some wonderful friends that I worked at with the call center. I think I have wonderful friends from each job experience that I've had. But that in itself was like, oh God, like, is it really worth the $10 an hour? And it kind of wasn't, you know, and I got very unhappy. And in that period, I lost both of my grandparents within a 3-week span. And that right there kind of shook me, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you don't want to be here. You know you don't want to be here, so why are you wasting your time? And I think that for me is what made me realize that, you know, getting out of school and even going to school, the things that I was searching for validation for, as far as, oh, I got a degree, so I should have a good job, or, oh, I went to school, so I should have this and I should have that. It killed all those expectations. Those experiences let me know just that I was in school for the experience. I got to meet great people. I was, you know, a Division I athlete, which means I was around other Division I athletes, some whom now are pro and some who are not. But we all have to come to the realization that things are not going to play out the way we want them to. At some point I want to go to the Olympics and be a track star, absolutely. But there was a point in time where I realized that may not happen for me. But I have other passions, and my passions lie in these other places. But I think sometimes we let our gifts lay desolate because we don't necessarily we're scared to tap into them. We're scared of what people think. It took me so long to start my YouTube because, and I promise I'm not going to cry in this video, it took me so long to start it. God, like moments like this, I get on my own nerves. But because, you know, in school, there were times where I looked a little different from other people, and I was cute, but there's something a little off about you, and there's something this, and people, you know, talked about you and bullied you and this and that, and it was almost like I was interested in makeup and things and beauty and hair, but I was popular because I was an athlete, and I wasn't popular because I felt beautiful, or I felt gorgeous, or that I just thought I was the stuff. And I watch YouTube all the time, and I learn how to do stuff myself and start taking care of myself better and doing this and doing that. And I wanted to teach people so bad and talk to people so bad, but in a sense I was so camera shy, and I thought to myself, you know, I can never get in front of a camera and talk to people, or I can never get on the radio and talk to people, or I can never do these things. And I was putting myself in a box, and I kind of had to step outside of my fear. And if any of you, I don't know, go to church and, you know, read the word or anything like that, you can't, I've learned over this past year for sure, that you can't have fear and faith at the same time. Fear is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Sometimes God will give you vision for stuff that is absolutely way bigger than what you've ever thought, or, you know, he may give you vision for a mansion that you can't possibly imagine, or you're like, how, God? I only have enough money for this one bedroom. But you have to trust what he puts in you. God doesn't put these visions and things in your head for no reason, but he puts them there, and he gives them to other people to let you know that they're attainable. So when I see my friends, or when I saw other people, like whether she knows this or not, but L for Lexi, I followed her on YouTube so long ago, and it was so nice to see somebody else from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see somebody from Detroit that was doing beauty on YouTube, doing hair, and I watched, like, I literally bought stuff because of her. And it was like, okay, Kayla, I think you can do it. So it's not that I didn't have the fire to want to do it, but it took longer for me to get into just doing it because I felt like I had to have the perfect filming set up, and I had to have this and that. And it wasn't about that. When I finally just buckled down and was like, I'm going to do this, it was with my laptop, with the camera on the lens on the laptop or whatever, and I was editing on iMovie. I'm still editing on iMovie only because I lost my Final Cut and I didn't buy it. So it's gone. And I plan on getting that again so my quality can be better. But for right now, I just kind of wanted to let everybody know that I appreciate you for rocking with me. I appreciate everybody who subscribed to me so far. I guess I really haven't done another video for other people to really just get to know me for me, and not necessarily us talking about hair or us talking about makeup or whatever. And yeah, so hopefully you like when I just sit down and talk to you guys. If somebody thought that they were alone and being scared or being afraid to step out, or thinking that life isn't perfect right now, and not understanding that the reason why God blocked you from doing this is because he had this for you. If you don't know, for about 5 months I was unemployed, and it was so funny because I was just like, it was about my mindset, and I had grown up a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm unemployed. Well, I've been wanting to do my YouTube stuff, right? So every week I'm going to try and crank out a video. I have nothing but free time. So that's what I did, was record. And I recorded, and I did what I did, and I applied for all these jobs, and I kept getting no after no after no after no. And finally, I got word about a social media and marketing coordinator position at a nonprofit, and it was part-time. It wasn't the money I was looking for initially, but I was like, hey, it can't hurt. And literally, when I tell you my job has been hand-delivered from God himself, my job, my boss, everything that, just happens, and what we do is work on and planning and developing and giving money to small businesses so the Detroiters that live in the city can open up. And it was just like, wow, I get to help people. I get to still be creative and do social media marketing like I've been doing personally for myself. Like, who could ask for anything better? Does it get hard sometimes? Absolutely. But I think I'm more grateful for this position now than I would have been a year ago. Or I'm taking more care of the position now than I would have a while ago. So sometimes when you're in a tough position, my best advice to you, and this is from experience, is to assess yourself. Even when things are not going good, even when things aren't going great, still continue to respect God the same, talk to him the same, ask for help the same, have the same conversations with him, and grow and mature every day, because he'll give you what you ask for, but you have to be ready for it. And I know that there's a lot of millennials out there that and trust me, my job isn't the A1 top of the food chain job, but it's something that I love to do. And there's a lot of millennials out there who have graduated school and are looking for the best job and the one that pays the most money, and they want to impress, but just trust and believe that in due time you're going to get what you prayed for, but you also, in the meantime, have to work on yourself. So I don't really know who this was for. I'm just ranting at this moment, but I know a lot of my millennials kind of tend to get disenfranchised with not being able to find the job of their dreams like they're told going into college, coming out, or not being able to do this. I mean, unless you're in something specific like being a doctor or a lawyer, it's very hard. And it's very hard to find that fine line between what you love and work. And my dad always told me that if you have a job that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And so I stick to that. I stick by that. I'm a firm believer in loving the environment that you're in. And so with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. If you like more videos like this, give me a thumbs up. If you had an experience like mine, or if you've ever, felt like you need to talk to somebody, maybe comment down below, and maybe everybody can talk to each other about these things. But I love you all so much, and I just want you to know I don't take you for granted, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.